Well, welcome to Thursday. I can't believe it. We've only got one more assignment after this one. So here we go. Little breathe in, breathe out, because we're going to talk about intake and exhaust. So as always, got a couple things just to kind of get you going on this stuff. And that is, well, what does this stuff do? All right, so our intake carries the air in. And what we have to realize is the air provides the oxygen that we need to breathe and then burn with our fuel. Okay, but once we burn it inside the engine, where does it go? Well, it gets carried out the exhaust. So there's our intake exhaust. That's what those systems are doing. Carries the air in and then carries the exhaust out. But there's some interesting parts and pieces that we really need to look at. One of them are the manifolds. Now, manifolds are kind of interesting because they either take a few and split off into many, or they take many and go into few. So I want to show you a couple examples of that. This guy is an intake manifold. And what's kind of cool is you can see it's a light color. This is made of aluminum. It doesn't have to take as much heat as the exhaust. So intake manifolds can be cast iron, aluminum, or even plastic. But what this does is it takes the incoming fuel and air, this one's for a carburetor, and it splits it from a few into many. This is for a 4-cylinder car. All right, kind of cool. But then one of my favorites, this is for a fuel-injected car. The air comes in here. That's just one inlet. There's the opening and closing. And it goes into this one runner, but then out to these 4 runners, where it then goes into the engine for each of the 4 cylinders. In fact, what's kind of cool about this one is you can also see the fuel injectors that are attached. All right, so there's another intake manifold, few to many, and this is a fuel injected. Also, this is made of aluminum. Okay. What about an exhaust manifold? Oh, heavy duty. This is made out of cast iron. You can see it's kind of rusty, but this has to take the high heat of the exhaust as it leaves. Where does it leave? So this one actually came off of a V6. So this would be one side of the engine. So those are 3, and it goes into 1. And interesting, this one actually has an integrated catalytic converter in it. Can't really see, but inside here is the honeycomb where the catalyst actually works. And then also, we have this oxygen sensor. And that's what's telling the computer what's going on as the exhaust leaves the engine. And it can analyze that for the amount of oxygen, and then it says, I either need to add a little more fuel or take a little more fuel away. So, exhaust manifold. All right, last little bit, just kind of purposes that also go on with these systems. In the intake, part of its job is to clean the air. Now that's going to be the air filter right at the beginning that filters out all the dust and debris and gives your engine clean air so it doesn't damage the inside of the engine. But as it comes out of the exhaust, we have different kinds of gases that aren't necessarily good for us. Carbon monoxide, not good stuff. So the exhaust system, one of its jobs is also to clean the exhaust. All right, so there's a little bit about our intake and exhaust. You've got some notes that you can go through. I've got another little short video on turbochargers and superchargers, and then there's a couple more on those guys, and then of course there's a little slide deck to put some stuff on. All right, so I hope this stuff is making sense. I'll talk to you soon.